Welcome back, folks. Right now we got our Hemi disassembled back from the dyno. Watch that video we posted yesterday. So we think we got an idea what's going on with that. So it's pretty interesting. We're going to order some parts for that and go back up. But in the meantime, while our Hemi's waiting for parts to come in, like head gaskets and whatnot, we are going to start on our Dynamat. So we picked this up. I think I got this on Amazon. So I'm going to install this. I installed this on our 69 Charger years ago, but this stuff really works well. We got the carpet, the seats, and everything out. It just, the car's freshly painted. Mopar Joe did an outstanding job. So happy. So we're going to build on what he did with the car. So before we put our wiring harness in and we surprise everybody with what wiring harness we went with, we're gonna go ahead and get this Dynamat installed on the floor pan and probably about to start vacuuming out all that floor so we get some good adhesion. But you know, if you're storing an older muscle car, even if it's I think Mark Warman and those guys, I think they even use this on a lot of their restorations. I'm not sure, I could be wrong, but it just helps, I believe, also add a little bit of rigidity. It's gonna add some weight. You know, this is probably, I don't know, maybe 40 pounds. Pretty heavy stuff. So we're gonna get this stuff installed. Come look at the floor pans. They're all ready. They're good. Original floor pans in this car. Joe went ahead and I believe he put this. I'm not sure if it's Pour 15 or what he used, but really were no issues on the pan. Again, this car didn't have any rust issues, so got a great template to start with. So here we go. Let's see if you can grab the bottom. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Absolutely. Much better, yes. So far, so good. Good. Right now, yeah, let's try to get the stick in the middle first. There we go. There we go. Look at this. Okay. Okay, well, Trish and I just got it laid down. I think did we use the whole box?
Yes.
Yeah. So we had enough to do the whole floor pan on the car. It's not near as pretty as you guys out there have done this professionally, but it's good enough for us. It didn't take long at all. Just want to best thing, make sure vacuum, get all that dust and everything out of that floor pan so it sticks. I bought the roller on Amazon as well. So I would say this kit would do any early Mustang, A-body Mopar, Nova. You know, if you guys with your Chargers, Chevelles, B-body Mopars, A-body GMs, Fairlane, you may need to most likely buy 2 boxes of this. But we're very happy with the finished product because nobody's going to see it. I just want it to function right. That's it. So let's see what kit I have so I can share with you guys if y'all are interested. So here it is, folks. It's 36 square feet, 9 pieces, 18 by 32 each. Of course, you can cut it. It's easy to cut. We just use these little scissors right here to cut them, to cut the pieces to conform to all the different features on the floor pan. But that's it. I can't remember. I think it might have been $160, maybe $200. I can't remember. Now, we did not do the doors. We did not put the Dynamat in the doors. I'm going to tell you why. The doors, the windows, the regulators, everything worked fantastic on this car. I am not touching anything to do with the window linkage or anything inside there. It's not happening. It's all factory and it works perfectly. I went through that on that car. Ain't no way I'm going back into Mopar window regulator land. So yeah, so now we're gonna go ahead and talk about wiring harnesses. All right, well, we got our Dynamat in now. It didn't take long, actually. Trish and I got it in there probably within, only took us maybe an hour. Pretty easy. Again, all we did was the floor pans. So I want to thank everybody for taking the poll on the wiring harness, what you think we should run, and others, any suggestions. So I made my decision, and I went ahead and ordered it, and I'm going to tell you why. So as everybody knows, it's a resto mod. So it's going to have fuel injection. It's going to have an overdrive transmission, most likely electric fans, quite possibly electric fan for an auxiliary transmission cooler. And our gauges are going to be factory. They are the factory gauges, but they're going to be modified. And they're going to be modified by Dakota Digital. And the reason for that is, one, I like them. I like the way they function. I like the way they look. And they also just plug directly into the Terminator X. No sensors. I don't have to do anything because it just uses the data coming off the Terminator X. So we've got, I think it may even be a 200 amp alternator that's on the accessory drive, the Holley mid mount that goes on to the Hemi. So this is what we chose. This is the American Autowire, and it is part number, where is that part number at? I believe, there it is, 510603. That is for Mopar A-body 67 through 76, I think. I think they have another one for maybe the earlier A-body. There's a couple of them in there, but American Autowire is a great company. I have installed so many of these on GMs, Fords, and Mopars. And yes, it's an aftermarket harness, and it does use a lot of GM type of terminals. But you know, I respect everybody's opinion, and I get the factory harness. Guys want to run the factory harness. In their minds, it's plug and play. Factory harness cannot support, and I'm not going to take a chance on the amperage that we've got with our alternator. Number two, anytime I do a Mopar factory style harness, I still have the gauges converted, the ammeter converted over to a voltmeter, and I'm not a fan of running amperage inside the car, into the dash, across an ammeter, and back out. I know I have good friends on YouTube. They think it's great and it's wonderful. I do not. So, yes, we want our headlights. We want to have hot headlights that I can see. I'm 53 years old and I don't see like I used to. I want bright headlights. No, we're not going with the flat-looking, goofy LEDs. We're going with some really nice high beams. So, yeah, the factory harness just cannot support that kind of amperage. You know, I've got a factory style on the Charger, and we finally got over our low amp Chrysler factory old style alternator issue, but it has somewhat of a harness that's a secondary wiring system, and it does not use of ammeter shunt. It has Dakota Digitals. Everything is external that's going to have any kind of high amperage, and it's kind of isolated from the main harness. So, yeah, we're about to get started. I have seen a couple of people. I'm going to tell you, I spoke with Jamie from Dead Dodge Garage. You know, Jamie did a great job. He did something very similar. He did a 71 Challenger, and he did a 6.4 Hemi with a 4L60 overdrive, same thing that we're going to be using. And he did a fantastic job on wiring that car. I commend him for what he did. So He did a great job. There's another guy that's down in South Texas that did a notchback, and he used the same kit. I can't remember his YouTube channel, but he did a fantastic job on his little Barracuda. So we're about to get started. Yes, we're going with the American Autowire harness for a small block Mopar, part number 510603. And this is probably going to be multi-video. So here we go. Okay, as you unbox this kit, it can be overwhelming. So that's why you got to take your time and not get too excited about it. So we are going to run a trunk-mounted battery system in this car. So there's probably going to be more components I'll be ordering to properly mount the trunk, or the battery in the trunk, and run our power and our grounds. This is the main bulkhead connector, the main harness here. What we are going to be doing here in a moment, you see there's the bulkhead connector right there. This sheet is a template, and it has where you peel this off. You peel this thing right here off, and it even shows you can see the feature on the car. You're going to put this feature somewhere, I'm assuming from the inside, not sure. It says top of firewall dash side. There you go, as viewed from inside the car. The pointer, obviously, is pointing over towards the passenger side, so I'll put that on, and then I'm going to drill these two holes with a 17/64 drill bit. So, not complicated. I did another Mopar, I did the same thing. So, yeah, so let's see. You've got the main harness here. Obviously, you're going to be using blade fuses like we've got right here. More modern than the old glass fuses. Here's our new dimmer switch. And let's see what we've got here. Looks like we got switches. Yep, got a new headlight switch, looks like, right there. And here's our instrument cluster. Now, I'm not sure how much of this I will be using because we're going to be using our decoded digital, and it's much simpler than this. It's gonna wire into the terminator. So, don't know that I'm going to necessarily need that for my application. And then here's our front light kit. Right here, and we'll read our directions, and we'll have to terminate, make the terminals and the connectors. And here's the rear body kit right here. See, again, you got all your terminals there, and then the engine kit, your forward engine kit right here. Again, not certain how much. Well, obviously, I will be using this plug in the front of the bulkhead connector coming on the other side. But you can see we're probably going to do a video of just doing the main harness here and taking our time. I'm probably going to have Trish put the blades in this bulkhead connector before I even install it. And while I'm going ahead and making the holes and putting the template on, I'm going to let her tend to the bulkhead connector and our fuse box and let her put those blade terminals in. So here we go.
All right, this you got to really be careful here. I had to feel where that pointer's at and where it's pointing towards the passenger side. But I'm stuck on here now, and this is where they want me to drill the two 17/64 holes. So that's where we're going to probably get a punch and make our indentions.
Okay, so we have our bulkhead connector in now. This was a pain in the rear. Just to let you guys know, the template, you'll kick your drill off to the side. So my hole got a little bit off, so I had to use a hole drill to expand it just a little bit larger. But anyway, I used a washer there, try to make it look, as nice as I could. But anywho, we got our bulkhead connector in. I pulled it up as far as I could. It is flush on the other side. So I know it looks cattywampus, but I don't want to crack that housing, the fuse box. I do not want to crack it. So it is flush on the other side to the firewall. But we're there. And right now, Trish is installing the blade fuses while we can get to everything. And the good thing is, they give you the map, they give you the print by where to put the fuses. So she's putting the fuses in right now. So we're actually making decent progress. All right, well, I think we're gonna hit a stopping point right there, but we have our fuse box now mounted and in properly. There she is right there. So we went ahead and plugged in our engine harness and the lighting harness. I believe the lighting harness is the bottom one on this one, and the engine harness is the top. So I've just got them looped up for now, but our bolts are in. This thing fits like a glove. And then inside the dash, just getting started, folks. The only thing I have plugged in is the ignition switch. So all I've done is pulled the harness up through the dash. Haven't routed anything yet. You gotta realize I have to get a new wiper switch for this thing. I just thought about. Of course, I gotta get a new wiper motor. But progress, and of course the radio and so forth. So yeah, we're making good progress on this thing. On this wiring harness, you're gonna see we may be doing some other projects and then getting back to this one. It's kind of gonna go back and forth on this car a little bit because there's so many things. This car has a lot of irons in the fire: engine, wiring harness, instrument cluster, front suspension. There's a lot of things that are gonna be, it's kind of gonna be coming together, but we're gonna keep showing everybody. So for today, we got our Dynamat installed and started on our All-American or American Autowire wiring harness for Mopar A body. So if anybody has any questions, suggestions, to point out if I'm doing something wrong, please do. Let me know. Please put in the comments. So if you like this video, you like what we're doing, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to build the channel, and I hope everybody has a good Sunday. Thanks, everybody.